Brics Africa is a consultant firm, and our ultimate goal is to help businesses grow. So at Brics Africa, what we do is at Brics Africa, what we do is we try to support businesses, especially startups and SMEs, and then we grow together with them. We offer a wide range of services, like you can see on your screen right now. We have the Brics Africa technology that does more of IT, cybersecurity, digital marketing, graphic design and animation, website development, and many more. Brics Africa research. So we do corporate research for corporate institutions, academic research, and market research. So you want to start a business, you want to put your business plan together, and you want a marketing research. That you covered. So you can contact us when you want. As you can see on your screen, Brics Africa Financial and Brics Africa Training, and read for yourself. For the sake of time, our contacts is on the next slide. So you can move to the next slide for me. You can contact us on any of the numbers here, or log on to our website and then get in touch with us if you need any of these. Hand over to the focus of the day. Very well. Hello, Dave.
Hello. Hello, Tony. Hello. Okay, so our speaker for tonight is our own Derek. He is a branding consultant and he works with Brics Africa Consulting. So he's going to walk us through what we've titled Business Branding Strategy. So Derek, you can take over now.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is, good evening, sorry. And welcome to this Business Branding Strategy Training Series 1 by Brics Africa Consulting. My name is Crowis Derek Sina. You can call me Mr. Crowis. And I'm a graphic designer and a consultant with Brics African Consulting Limited and brings expertise in brand strategy. Today, we'll be talking about building a strategic brand from ground up to catapult your marketing impact. So I invite you to grab a pen and a notepad because in this session, we'll be doing a lot of observation and then making notes. And then which will also propel us in the question and answer session with other participants. So if you have your note-taking kits, let's get ready because I'm ready for you. So let's go. Next slide. Next slide, please. All right. In here we have our learning objectives. So we are looking at the end of the whole session, what are we going to learn? So basically, it is stated here in the slide. It says at the end of the lecture, participants will be able to understand the concept, branding, business, and strategy, because these are the keywords in what we are supposed to discuss today. And secondly, we're going to look at logically assembling the importance of the trans-theoretical model theory in brand strategy. I believe in theory, these are ideas that propel people, because talking about branding and business and in strategy, we're talking about people, right? So in general, people has to be, there has to be an idea behind people. So that is what we also be looking at in some area. And thirdly, we'll be looking at purposefully setting guides to build specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic time-bound goals, right? So we are looking at understanding, logically assembling, and clearly, purposefully setting guides plan. Next slide, please. All right, I invite everyone to focus on the slide. We have let's reflect. Get your mind into it. I'm just going to give some seconds so we look at it carefully and we move from there. Okay, so I'm ready to go in now. It says, not everything is design, but design is about everything. So do yourself a favor, be ready for anything. We're talking about business, branding, strategy. So I think this is the best quote to relate to what we're going to be talking about. And secondly, it says, if people like you, they will listen to you. Of course, if people like you, they will listen to you. But if they trust you, they will do business with you, which is by this. I'm going to acknowledge the first who is a graphic designer and a consultant, and another one, of course. So all we are going to be talking about is business, branding, strategy. So it all has to do with people, basically. It's talking about people, your brand's approach or experience to people. So it's in here saying, if they trust you, they'll do business with you. Of course, if people trust you, wherever you find yourself, wherever your company is, wherever your services are provided, they make sure they are there because they know what they are going for and what they are going to get. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you. So this is the whole thing. We're talking about understanding the concept. We have 3 key words in there, right? Business, branding, and strategy. So I would entreat everyone here. What do you think branding business is? Because we keep hearing it all the time. It's like a cliche, right? But my definition might be different from your definition but we are here to learn and then to understand these concepts really, really well. Okay. So next, hold on a second. So before I go in, no, previous slide, sir. Previous slide. Thank you. So before I come in here, right? When you say branding, what is it about? What is it about in general? What is it about? So in my slide, it says a brand is not a logo. It's not a packaging. It's not a product. It's not an advertising. Basically, it is an experience people feel. Okay. It's an experience people feel, right, using your brand. So what are you giving to us that is going to, change our mind towards purchasing your brand? What are you giving me, and then what I'm giving out, basically, right? And then the theory behind this is it's the theoretical model, which simply states that it's an integrative theory which understands people. Because when you're looking at a brand, when you want to start a brand, you think about people. Okay, who are you going in for? And then which people are you going up after? Are they the upper class, the students, the how do you call it, the unskilled labor? So we need to, so you are dealing with people. So when you understand people, that is why I'm using the trans-theoretical model theory, because it states it's an integrative theory which attempts to understand the nature of behavior and context. Okay, so you understand the behavior of people, what they want, how they want it, and how to go about it. Okay, so it has to do with the stages of change, the process of change, the makers of change, and the context of change. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. Next slide, sir. Mr. Jacob, next slide. Okay. So we have branding, which is one of the key words in here, right? So like I stated earlier, branding is not a logo. It is not an advert. It's an experience we go through, which involves or transforms the minds of the customers or prospects. Okay, so from the slide here, it's saying, understanding that the brand is more than this, is more than a logo. Before we go in, which I've already done, it's about people. So it's about people. We talk about social psychology, how people react to it, what people see it, their cognitive approach to it, the framework, the build up, like what is made of. That's how they feel about a particular brand. For instance, we can state MTN Ghana, Vodafone Ghana, ShopRite, Malcolm. These are all feelings people go through, right? Aside the pricing strategies and so, at the feeling they get out of what is being produced or being given out, basically. So a brand is not a logo, it's not a corporate identity, it's not a product, but it is a collective impression of a product, like I said. So whatever a brand you have, either in the nutrition business, in the banking sector, in the IT sector, what are you giving out there which is going to make people stick to you? So basically that is all we're talking about, brand. The feeling you get out of, the customers get out of your brand, basically. And then secondly, branding is the process by which a company defines and develops a marketable identity. So after the people getting experience from what you are producing or giving out, now you tend to what? Showcase it through using strategic and in a consistent way by both identifying and then logically producing aesthetic, visual aesthetic. So where you have your t-shirt, but t-shirts, your pens, whatever, to propel your brand, basically. I hope I'm making sense here. Yeah. So in the second term here is also business. What is business? My definition of business might be different from yours, but we are all learning. So it states a particular occupation or employment engage in livelihood or for gain. So you are in a business to provide services and in as well profit, right? So if you are providing an experience with people, definitely there's going to be some returns coming in, because what goes out is what is coming in, so basically. Okay, so now let's look at the third keyword, which is strategy. Strategy. What is strategy, sir? Strategy is basically the art of planning, directing overall experience or movement. It is often accompanied with campaigns. No, I'm still on those slides here. Yes, it's basically about campaigns. What campaign are you using? What strategy are you employing in your brand? So if you are a consultancy firm, what strategy are you going about to get or to just change the minds of your clients? What strategy are you using? The one-on-one approach, the referral approach, or whatever. So basically that is it. So you need to understand and build a strategy that's going to help your brand to move forward, right? So in doing so, you need to understand your strength, your weakness, and opportunities and threats, right? So so when you have a brand, right, you describe it, you understand it, you predict it, and then you influence it. All I'm trying to say is, when you describe a brand, like I said, if you have a nutrition business, right, you're providing the services, the nutrition services, right? So you describe your brand, so which is producing foodstuffs for people, right? So producing foodstuffs, so you describe it, right? Now, to understand your brand, right? People want to understand the brand. So you yourself have to understand the brand basically by outlining, knowing your strength, your weakness, and then your opportunities and threats, right? I hope I'm making sense. Because when you know your strength, what can you do? What are you are you specialized in? And what are you doing which is at the top post as compared to the other services? What is your strength? And then also your weakness. You need to understand your weakness. You need to position, juxtapose them in a way to suit you, and then opportunities, how to discover things and where to get people coming in, and also the threats, who are competitors. Basically, it's talking about competition. So if you know your competition, so for instance, we have MTN Ghana, Vodafone Ghana, right? So they are competing with each other. So they know, MTN Ghana knows that Vodafone Ghana is their threat. So they understand the process here. I hope I'm making sense. And finally, we talk about planning. So if you have a strategy, you need a plan. So planning, you look at the situation analysis, which is where are we? So dealing with people, you need to know where you are in that particular setting. So if you know where you are in that setting, which is going to help you understand the people very well. And it's also talking about key issues. Why are we here? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you in the services, right? Which you think is going to solve the problem for consumers. And look at the vision as well. Where could you be? Are you looking at a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan, or a 10-year plan? So in all this, there's a plan to it. You strategize it, right, to suit your prospect. And secondly, think about how do you want to get there? Like I said, how are you going to move from one state to the other? There's some strategies you need to put across, which will be down there, they are beneath. We'll find them. Next slide, please. So we are saying a brand is a symbol of quality. Why are we saying it's a symbol of quality? You know, we have Unilever, right? Unilever is known as one of the best nutritional brands in the world, right? Why are they the best? Okay, it's saying that they really understood what the brand stands for. You see, the services they are providing, they really worked on it. So to suit them. So when you hear Unilever or Nestle Ghana or what Nestle itself, you know it's the experience people have about this brand. It speaks all. So there's no need for them to just talk much or do much work, because the brand itself is really of high quality, and it's talking for them. Okay, so we're also looking at brand image and brand identity. What is an image and what is an identity? Okay, so a brand image varies from one person to the other. Like I said, when I started, I said we're talking about people. You know, people are from different aspects or different areas. We're talking about the biological factor, we're talking about the environmental factor, we're talking about the cultural factor. So what I see from a brand might differ from what Mr. Jacob or Mr. Michael might see from a different brand. Okay, so that is what I say. Brand image varies from one person to the other. It's based on a set of beliefs, ideas, which are all characterized by where the person is coming from. So, like I said, the biological, the cultural aspect, these are all things that come together to change people's perception about a brand and an impression. Whilst brand identity, on the other hand, is not the logo or name, like we said. It's not the name, logo or but the services it provides. Okay. So let's look at some of the brands of today. It says more than a product, it's just of a greater purpose. Yeah, the concept of brand and brand management is continuously changing and should always be kept in mind in any company strategy, especially when it involves growth. So your purpose, it keeps changing, right? Okay, so let's look at brand theory. Brand theory basically is about business looking to level up their branding effort to face a variety of confusion options, which we'll be discussing down there. What are some of the brand theories you need to put in place? And it also says it's a brand theory is a methodological alignment of all branding aspects, so a concept with the company's growth, including, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, so, yeah, including the branding theory, which is stated here. So we're looking at some of the branding theories, which we have brand awareness, brand experience, brand loyalty, brand strategy, brand personality, brand positioning, brand recognition, and brand reputation. So like I said, brand theory is a methodological alignment of all branding concepts with the company's roots, including these 8 steps, these 8 brand theories. Okay, so we're looking at them individually to just get ourselves familiarized with it. Okay. So when we say brand awareness, what does it mean? From where we are now, we know what the brand is. It's a feeling, right? So what is awareness? If I may ask, what is awareness? What is brand awareness? So it says it's a level of familiarity people have. So the experience people have with your brand, they are aware of your brand. So MTN Ghana, for instance, it's what is it doing? It's a technological firm which provides internet connectivity, mobile money services. So that is the brand which people are aware of. So people are aware they provide services for mobile money transactions, provide services for calls, provide services for how do you call it, data services. So they are aware of your brand. I hope I'm making sense, right? And if it is performing well, a brand should be clearly differentiated from competitors and alternatives, right? Because if people are aware, they are moved towards your brand because of the feeling they get from it. So I might choose Vodafone or MTN Ghana over Vodafone based on my set of beliefs, like I stated earlier. You might also choose a different brand based on your set of beliefs and your background. Let's look at brand experience. We know what brand is. So what is an experience? An experience. So it is a feeling people go through, right? So if your brand is producing that feeling, so they experience that feeling. So which it says, we describe the sensory and emotional aspect through customer interaction, and it involves a process of researching. Like I said, it has to do with people. So look, dealing with people, you need to take into consideration the psychological effect of it. So, like I said, we talk about the cultural aspect, the social aspect, the ecological aspect, and then some characteristics as well, right? So when you put all these plans together, this is what is going to propel you to maximize your brand plan. Okay, so it's purchasing using a company's product or services. So the services you provide, the experience you go through, this is what we are talking about. So number 3, we talk about brand loyalty. What is brand loyalty? When we say loyalty, what does it mean? If I'm loyal to someone, what does it mean? What does it mean? It means that I am in there with the person through thick and thin, because whatever happens, since these people are providing the services for me, and which I am experiencing, and it's working out for me, I'm still loyal to them. And which these processes also propels referrals, because if I am loyal to you and my experience with you, it's making sense, I would refer it to a different colleague or whoever who wants to hear it, and then tell them this is what a brand, or this is what services you can get from a particular brand. Okay, so it's saying it's a person's allegiance to an individual company. It's its product or service, like I've stated. It increases in purchasing behavior, because if people are loyal to you, you tend to to pay for more. Yeah. And one of the primary goals is earning brand loyalty among customers is to reward them. When you reward them through campaigns or whatever strategies you put in place, they tend to be loyal, because they feel it's like a connection with them. You have a connection with them, so they are loyal to you, because they feel like there's a sense of belongingness with that brand. Let's look at the 4th one, which is brand strategy. What is brand strategy? Which we've already stated. It is a plan. It is the plan. It's a long-term plan that aligns with brand marketing activities with business objectives. So we have your objectives. What are you aiming for, right? So there's a plan. The next slide, please. The same slide. No, you're going up, down. Yeah, the next one. Yes. So thank you. So brand strategy, right? So there's a plan. So the plan is in relation with your objective. So it's in line with your objective. You know what you want at the end of. So let's say there's a plan. There's a 3-month plan, right? It's a campaign. If that's the strategy you want to use, so you know what you are about, right? So these plans are going to help you with your objectives get to where you want to go. So however, business buyers may express the strategy here has to do with successful brand strategy will focus on improving competitive positioning. So you know where you stand in the heart of your consumers, and you generating awareness among target audience, driving acquisition strategy, where to go. The fifth one is brand personality. What is brand personality? When we say personality, what does it mean? It says one of the several features of a broad brand personality refers to human characteristics. Like I said, brand has to do with psychology. So when you look at the characteristics of people, you see, so you know them. So let's say Ghana. So you know it involves a group of people. So when you understand that people, because before you drop in or come in the market, you need to understand the people, what they want, what is the problem out there, and then how can we solve that problem? Yes. So that is all it entails. So it also says designed to influence buyers' perception of a brand and encourage loyalty through shared values, like I could say psychology, brand personality, attributes, responsibility, youthfulness, and so many. And it ranges from human qualities because everybody is different. Everybody is different. All right. So we move to the sixth one, brand positioning. What is positioning? It states a brand positioning is how a company positions itself in the market, in the minds of its target audience. Right. So if I'm comparing two brands, so for instance, if we have, I'm using the automobile brands. So if we have Benz and BMW, okay. In the minds of people, I might choose Benz over BMW. That is me, based on my set of beliefs and then attributes. Mr. Jacob, Mr. Michael might also choose BMW based on this set of beliefs behind or experience he or she has been through from a particular brand. So that is the positioning that is the positioning we're talking about. So in the minds of people where you are placed above other brands. Okay, so I might choose Benz over BMW. Most of you might choose BMW over Benz. So based on your own set of beliefs. Okay. So it says the most successful brand position articulates a value of that is greater than everything in the market because it differentiates between competitors because of the experience I go through with your brand. Okay, let's look at brand recognition. Brand way. How well your brand is seen, you know, and because of your feeling, because of the feeling people have of your brand, right? So wherever we talk about a particular discipline or a particular service, your brand comes to mind, which is number one, because they think you are the best based on the experience they go through. So you are recognized as the best. So Benz, BMW, Volvo, or whatever, whoever is expressing or whoever is referring to those that informed knows that you are number one. So that is what is talking about a brand recognition. Now, lastly, let's look at brand reputation. Brand reputation has to do with the perception of a brand's image among the general public, in the media or in the industry, is closely associated with the level of trust and confidence. Like I said, if the people trust you, they will do business with you. Thank you. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Mr. Jacob. Okay. See, before if he moves, then we continue, sir. Okay. So.
Hello, can I ask a question, please?
Yes, sir. Of course.
All right. So, concerning the branding, I wanted to understand well with the brand awareness. Can you come again?
All right. Brand awareness. All right. So, like I stated earlier, we know in this from where we are now, we know what brand is. Okay. Now, awareness. You are being aware of a particular brand. So we state it refers to the familiarity a target audience has with the company. So can I ask you a question, sir?
Sure, you can.
What's the name, sir?
Michael Heyman.
Mr. Michael. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Michael. So you are in what company are you in? Or what brand, what services are you providing?
Okay, so we are into herbal medicine production.
Good. Herbal medicine, right?
Yeah.
So you are providing the services.
Yeah.
Right? So which is linked to health, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what brand awareness is all talking about is whoever comes to you.
Okay.
Whoever comes to you, and what experience they get through your services being provided, right? Right. So now they are aware of your services. So if you are you are in the health industry, now they know that whatever it involves health, they got to go to maybe Mr. Mike Hemming's clinic.
Okay.
Based on experiences they've gone through or they are yet to experience. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, sure.
Or I can also go further. It also says it's a measure of how well a company's brand marketing is performing. Okay. It also clearly differentiates between a competitor and other brands. I hope I'm making sense. So the people are aware of your brand, not just the name, but the brand, the services you are providing. I hope I'm making sense.
So my last question is there any medium? Is there any medium where we could make our awareness easier? You know, I know of social media platforms where social media can boost the awareness of your company. So is there a way, and even with the social media, there are ways of boosting your views and your likes and marketing on social media platforms.
Yeah. So like you just said, it is also a strategy you're using, right? It's a strategy of how to go about it, right?
Is there any way like that? Yes, please.
Yeah. So you are adopting a strategy, which is the social media strategy.
Exactly.
Awareness of a brand.
Yes, please.
How makes sense?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So basically that is all. Because if you adopt that strategy, that is how you get. But basically, we're talking about the theory itself. So the awareness and the strategy all works together to prepare your company. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Jacob, I'm on the 8th slide, sir. Number 8. Two more. One more. One more. Up. Good. So let's look at what is brand marketing. Brand marketing is a strategic promotion of a company's product or services across marketing channels with the intent of establishing increasing recognition. So, Mr. Michael, so here it says brand marketing is a strategic promotion, like I said, okay, of a company's product or services. So your brand across marketing channels with the intent of establishing and increasing recognition. So there's an awareness creation here. I hope I'm making sense, Mr. Michael. If you are, you are.
Sure,
there.
you are.
Yeah,
I am.
Okay. So in order to do this, first of all, we need to look at the mission, the vision, okay, of your brand. In order to maximize this, so branding and marketing is a strategic promotion of a company's product or services across marketing channels. You know your vision, your mission, and then your objectives based on the brand you want to put across there. Okay. So we also look at finding the best brand marketing action. What are some of the best marketing action? It says whether you are tackling brand marketing yourself or looking for a brand marketing agency to help you. One thing to keep in mind is the goal of branding is to grow a business. So this is done with buyers, B2B and B2C. What I mean to B2B is business to business. So wherever, so Mr. Michael just said he's in the health industry. So he might need other health industry players to support him in terms of providing pharmaceuticals or tools and equipment to work. So these are B2B. And then the B2C are the business to the consumer. I hope I'm making sense. So, and it's differentiating them from the market and consistently delivering more value than them. Okay. So in order to differentiate and position you, how different are you perceived against your competitor? How different are you? So if Mr. Mike is in the health industry, how is it different from Mr. Jacob's, how do you call it? Mr. Jacob's clinic. So Mr. Mike has special services. So he's specialized in probably acupuncture, and then Mr. Jacob is specialized in probably the heart, okay, or any part of the body. So people with Mr. Mike's line of health implications will go there, and then people with Mr. Jacob's health problems also go to Mr. Jacob's area. I hope I'm making sense. Yeah. So basically, you differentiate it based on your services or your brand you're producing. Okay. All right. The next slide here. So the main subject for discussion is strategic branding. Strategic branding. So from the first slide to this slide, I hope we understand what strategic is, what the branding itself is, what the brand itself stands for. Okay. So from the slide, it says that brand strategy is a long-term plan that aligns brand marketing activities with business objectives. So before a business is set, there's an objective, there's a plan. So successful brand strategy will focus on improving competitive positioning, generating awareness among target audience, like what we discussed with Mr. Mike Rizda, the suggestion, and driving customer acquisition to achieve revenue goals. Okay, so they say more and more brands are now standing for something. You need to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, like what we say, the objectives, okay, you need to stand for something. People need to know what you stand for. So Mr. Mike's clinic is in for acupuncture patients. So that's what he specializes in. So people go there for that experience or for that service. Okay. So it also, how do you maintain it? It's by growing your brand to the highest potential. So you create awareness. There's a plan. There's a positioning. There's brand positioning. There's brand recognition. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask the entire participants some question. It says, suppose you have a brand with an attractive logo, a catchy slogan, and you sell products. Do you think that's enough to guarantee its survival and growth? From what we've discussed, do you think this can alone guarantee your survival? Is it yes or no? from what we discussed, is it yes or no? So let's look at if it is yes or no. The next question, the next slide. So next slide. Thank you. So in order to know whether what we raised earlier is yes or no, every brand needs to consider the following questions to define its brand strategy. Like we said, it has to do with people. So who are your customers? So Mr. Mike is in the health industry, right? And his services is for just acupuncture patients. Okay, so who are his customers? Those who need acupuncture services. Okay, and what will be his objective of the brand? What will be the objective there? To provide services to cure or to store that ailment. I hope I'm making sense. And how does your brand define long-term success? How is your brand going to define a long-term success? How is it? Excuse me. And what are the types of branding strategies you're going to use? So excuse me. So Mr. Mike raised that he's going to adopt the social media strategy. So that is also a strategy. So there are types of branding strategies you need to employ. Okay, so I'm going to put it this way. If you want to grow, you must send out the right messages to audience, both communication and business practices. Okay, and how can it help you sustain this? It does that by understanding and putting across a strategic plan. Excuse me. And then the best example of a brand with high brand strategy, we can use Apple. Okay, when you hear Apple, what does it stand for? You see, reliability, durability, and as such. So when people are going in for that particular brand, right? The experience they have about that brand, and then the referrals, and then what people are saying about it, tend to move them to get a particular brand. You see, and they have achieved this recognition because they know how to approach their customers. So, like I said, who are your customers? They know their customers. Is it for, excuse me, is it for the upper class? Is it for the working class? Is it for the unskilled people? So when you know your customers, this is going to help you, maximize profit. You see, their brand personalities are about lifestyle, like I said, hopes, dreams, and aspiration. So they know their customers. So the classy people, those who want to show off. So those are their customers. Okay, and they are aware of the demands of the audience. Okay, they know what their customers want. They want good picture quality. They want a long-lasting battery. They want durable phones. Staffs. The general public and people do every in constantly. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So next slide, please. Next slide. The next one. Okay. This is a great question, everyone. This is a great question. Do you have a brand strategy in place? Do you have one in place? So let's pause and then look at it carefully and then think about it. Do you have a brand strategy in place? Okay, Mr. Jacob, we can move on now. Okay, so first of all, to understand this particular question, let's follow some of the steps to develop this strategy. First of all, we need to envision your business. You see, how do you want it to go? You see, what plan is it available for you, and what plan are you putting in place? And then secondly, you need to know your target audience. So if Mr. Michael is in the health industry and who specializes in acupuncture, he knows his target audience. those who are going to be coming in are going to be those with those pains, body pains, and which he can, which he specializes in, and which he can solve and then provide the experience for. Okay, and thirdly, you decide on the brand name. So these are all strategies. So you don't think about the name first, but you think about the how the business is going to be, your target audience before you drop the name. Okay, and fourthly, we talk about have a brand proposition in place. Okay, and then fifth, we talk about you develop your messaging strategy. What are you going to say? So if Mr. Mike is going to use the social media strategy, what message is he going to put across? What is he going to say to the people that's going to change their mind to his brand? And six, have a content marketing strategy, content, that's a messaging strategy in place. And then on the seventh slide, it says create website. And then 8, it says create a marketing toolkit. Okay, so when you're positioning a brand, okay, you define what it stands for, which we've already stated, who your customers are, and in short, you differentiate your brand from your competitors. So acupuncture and then heart or stroke. Okay, I think they are all the same, but acupuncture and then the heart conditions. Okay, so you know your competitors. Yes, there's a thin line between acupuncture and then how do you call it? The health services you are providing. Okay, so let's look at this. It says, how do we know if our company is following a brand strategy? Let's look at the following 3 cases. So the first case, the best one is saying customers and prospects know what you deliver. Like I said, Mr. Michael is in the health industry, who specializes in acupuncture. So his customers, or the customers that are going to come in, know what his services are. So there's less convincing needed, because people are experiencing it each day out from his company. Okay, so there's less convincing needed here, because they already know what you stand for based on the strategies you've employed. So they know that when I come to Mr. Mike, this is what is going to happen. This is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, and you can charge a premium for it. So if people come in with complicated issues, you charge a premium for it. If they can pay, they pay for it. They can pay, they have to go for your product and service, because they know who you are. Okay, and they are willing to pay for it because you are the specialist. So they come to you for help, and you are there to help them. Let's look at the neutral case. You have not thought about branding yet because you think it's not needed, but you need to. But you know you can do a better job if you communicate consistently with the market. You are not earning profit, but you are not a loser either. This is somebody who doesn't put branding into consideration. Just there, who has just started a business and is not thinking about the strategies, the branding aspect of it. And then let's look at the last one. It says the worst case scenario. You don't have brand strategy at all, and the communication between you and your brand prospect becomes difficult because there's no plan. There's no plan. You don't know what you say. You don't know what you do. They don't know what you stand for. Contradict with each other. It doesn't make sense, because people need to know what you stand for, what you do, and basically the services you provide. Okay, so if your brand belongs to the neutral or worst case scenario, then you must prepare to work yourself out. Prepare to work yourself and on a defined brand strategy. So these people need a strategic business brand plan. All right, next slide. Sir. So let's look at the step-by-step guide for building the brand strategy. Okay, so for me, I think to do this, you need to listen to your customers more. What they want from you. Okay, going where your customers are, empowering your users and finding audience by getting creative. So like what Mr. Mike said, he's going to employ the social media strategy. Okay, so it's going to, when he puts it out there, people are going to comment, give their suggestion. Okay, now it's going to, people who already know his brand are also going to follow suit, and they're also going to share and then inform people about his brand. Okay, and it's also going to empower his users, because the information coming out is going to inform them about what is happening. And then the fourth one is also going to be talking about how finding new audience. So when you put the message across out there, people are already aware of it, but not everybody's aware of it. So when people share it, now they can get to know what you're talking about. So it says, what is your overall business strategy? Identify the purpose of your brand and ask yourself certain questions like, what type of firm do I want? In this case, Mr. Mike already knows what he wants and where he stands. And it's also asking, are you planning to grow organically, which I stated earlier? So you listen to your people. When you listen to the people, you get to understand them, you get to familiarize yourself with them, so you know what they want and how to go about it, and then you fix it. And if you are clear about where you want to take your firm, your brand will help you get there. Like what we said, when you create the awareness and the positioning well, this is going to move you, because your customers become loyal to you. So they are always there. Okay. So we look at who are your customers. You develop a unique logo, develop a brand positioning strategy, like we stated earlier, among the theories. Develop a messaging strategy, develop the content marketing strategy, you develop your website, you develop your marketing toolkit, and you implement, track, and adjust. Next slide, sir. Okay. So in conclusion, we talk about a solid brand strategy can transform. From what we've learned so far, this strategy can help transform your small business into a major market player. All it takes is consistency, practice, creativity, focus, and a plan. It all has to do with a plan. If you have a plan, you're going to move from, let's say, 3 customers to 5 customers to 10 customers to 16 or 1,000 customers, because of the referrals people keep going and the experience they go through. And all this together will develop a deeper level of trust in the customer, because you know what they want, they are experiencing good services, they trust your brand, because you can provide, you can produce, and then you can provide good quality services. Also remember that your brand strategy should address your needs and then your vision. So the strategy you're going to employ should address your needs, your vision, right? So you make sure that your brand strategy is tailor-made for you. Okay, so you can connect with us, Brics Africa Consulting Limited, to help you build your brand. Our team and brand strategy combine business, marketing, communication, and design thinking to develop meaningful, differentiated, and authentic brands for companies, whether big, small, or a startup. All right, so I'll retire here, and thank you all for listening. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much, Derek. That was very insightful. Before you take some questions, I have 3 questions in the chat box. The first one, Richmond wants you to explain the brand reputation again. And then we have Odilia Ntiamwa. She also wants to ask a question. And then Priscilla too wants to ask a question. So start with Richmond's, repeat the brand reputation for him. Okay. And then we come back to the 2.
Okay. Mr. Richmond. Okay. Brand reputation refers to the perception, the idea, the experience they have about your brand. So we say refers to the perception of a brand's image among the general public. So like we said, Mr. Mike is into the health industry, right? And he specializes in acupuncture. So the experiences people get, so even if it's of good quality, right? The referrals out there, going out there, will be based on what you can do. Okay, if I'm making sense, Mr. Richard. Okay, so it's closely associated with the level of trust they have in you. So when I come to you, okay, when I come to you and you can deliver what you said you can deliver, I trust you from there. Okay, so for instance, let's use MTN mobile money. Why are you sending money using MTN mobile money? Because you trust that it is reliable and it's safe as well for you to send, and it's consistent. Okay, so that is a reputation they've built upon. I know they have their own negative issues, but still people use it based on these three things. It's reliable, it's instant, and it's I think it's cheaper to send. I hope I'm making sense, Mr. Richard. All right.
Okay, so Odilia wants to ask a question. Odilia,
okay,
please.
My question is this.
Good.
This is my question.
Yes, madam.
I want to find out from you how you are able to, if you operate a group of companies,
yes,
and you have a big brand yourself. So for example, myself, I have quite a big brand as a personal brand.
Okay.
But now I'm operating different companies, just one of which is like my area of core competence. How am I able to really project the different brands for people to also take me as seriously as they have taken, for example, my media brand?
That's an interesting question. Okay, so if I get you correctly, it's you have a brand which you are under. Okay, so you have different brands under you. Okay, so each brand has an image. Each brand has its own experience. Okay, so if each brand you are under or operating has a different image, okay, this image or perception about the brand is going to speak well for you. Madam, I hope I'm making sense, madam.
No, I don't think you've gotten my question well.
Okay, madam.
So I used to work with the multimedia group, and the multimedia group, even though it was a group of companies, all the services under that group was media. Okay. So Atom, Joy, Hits, everything is media. So it has like one generic nature.
Yes, madam.
I currently am heading a group of companies that have different business areas. My question is, how am I able to project all of those brands strongly so that people just don't associate me with one area? In terms of, for example, I'm coming from a media background. So if people want to do business with me, they are comfortable doing business with me in the area of media. But my companies, I have one construction and direct. So how am I able to really project all brands and still make my customers feel very comfortable?
Wow. Okay, so for my own understanding, since you're coming from the media, you have the media background, which is the experience people have with you, and then there's a construction company. Okay, so to fuse them together, I think the construction also has its own objective. Okay, so with the experience they have with you in the media, I think you can. I think your customers might tend to be loyal to you based on the trust they have with you there in the media sector. Because if they trust you in the media sector that this is what you are known for, I think the other brands would also work, because since you are ahead in it, they know what they are, what you can do. Is it okay, madam?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Okay, so we have Priscilla is asking that how can I brand a new product in the market? And then maybe answer this one because she has two more questions. So you can tackle this one first. brand a new product into the market?
Okay. Madam Priscilla, what is your brand about? We know we have existing brands out there. What are you bringing on board? What is different from what is out there? So if you are doing whatever, if you are into, let's say, the nutrition business or food business, right? It's already out there. But what are you bringing on board? What experience are you going to offer the general public, which is different from your competitors? Okay. I hope I have answered your question, madam.
Hello, Priscilla, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay, so has he answered your question, your first question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the second question: why should product to be brand? Can you come again? Your question. Ask your question again. Why should a new product be branded? Is that what you are trying to say?
Yes, please. Why should a new product be branded?
And then, so we should give you at least 5 reasons. Is that the case?
Yes, please.
Okay. Eric.
5 reasons for which your company is rebranded. Is it from an existing brand in which you are rebranding?
No, please. It's a new brand.
Come again with your question, please.
Please, I was asking, why should a new product be branded?
And why should a new product be branded?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. So the reason why a new product should be branded is because you are coming to a market, okay? And then the experience you have, like I stated earlier, the experience has to do with the image, okay? The perception about your brand. So if people are okay with your brand, and then the services you're going to provide, the next step is to adopt branding, which we stated out here. It says branding defines and develops. It's a process by which a company defines and develops a marketing identity. Okay, so it involves the concept, messaging, and the visual aspect that will support the identity. Okay, so what message are you putting across? What business are you doing, and what message are you putting across? You need to, get some words out there to change people's perception about your brand. I hope I'm making sense. All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's take the next question. Any question, please?
Hello.
Okay.
Please, I said I need 5 reasons why I should brand my new product in the market.
Oh, but the reasons are what I've just stated. 5 reasons is too much, because I've already stated there. You're saying branding. So it's a process by which a company defines and develops marketing identity, which involves concept, messaging, and visual aesthetics. Okay.
Okay, thank you, boss.
Yes, madam.
Okay. I don't know if Odelia want to add, since you are a brand expert, if you want to add your voice to what Derek has said.
Okay. Okay, madam. Any help? Can you help me out, madam?
Okay. Yeah, so once we are, any more question? Please come. Any more question? Benjamin, do you have any question? All right, it seems we are okay with everything. So we want to thank you very much.
Thank you, too. Thank you, everyone.
Derek, thank you so much for the insightful presentation. That was awesome.
Hello, boss.
Yes, Priscilla.
Boss, please, can we get the slides?
Yes, we will share the slides and then the video on our YouTube. The slides will be sent to you with the video too. You can download it from our YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you, boss.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So thank you so much, Derek, and thank you very much, everyone. Look out for next week's section, which is going to be question and answers on business plan and financial management. So we will send you more details about this. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, so Joyce is saying, I think with Odilia, bringing your own image will help in your brand record. Okay, so I think Joyce is trying to add her voice to the question that Odilia said. And she's saying that, she's saying that I think with Odilia, bringing your own image, that's BYOI, will help in your brand recognition. Okay. Thank you, Joyce, for your submission. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for attending this today's webinar. As I said, next week we will have a section on business plan and financial management. So the slides will be shared to you individually, and with the video, you can also download it from our YouTube channel. Thank you so much and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Bye.